Hello, Happy New Year, Matchies in the building. I hope you had some good holidays. I hope you had a good New Year's Eve. Personally, I've been busy trying to make a new update for my add-on called C2 Command and Control. So, first feature is something that someone brought up on the forums. I forget the name, but someone's smart. And this is implementing the Go code system from a game called Door Kickers. And I did implement this into C2 right now, and I actually did it in a way which blatantly rips off Door Kickers. So how does it work? First of all, you can see there's dots instead of X's now, just because I think they're a little bit more accessible and also a little bit easier to hit. So now if you right click on a marker for ground troops, not for air troops, just for ground troops, you get a right click context menu. By default it says none, but you also have A, B, C, D, which are the actual Go codes. So you have 4 Go codes available. In theory, let me tell you right off the bat that it's totally fine. You can just use one, or you can have different fire teams and use like one Go code for each, or you can like have segments in your plan or whatever. You can use it with just one, just so you know that. So I right click on the waypoints and I set 2 waypoints to A, excuse me, and now the units are actually going to wait there until I hit this little button up here. And because I'm so great at explaining things, I forgot to even bring that up. This is the activator for the Go code, just as you know it from Door Kickers, and as long as one of your units has a Go code inside of their waypoint settings, these are going to be available to you. So now they're waiting for Go code A to take place, and once I hit it, it becomes active and they will start moving. What I said before is that you can have multiple waypoints for one unit and all have them set to Go code A. Since it only stays active for 1 second or so, the second waypoint is still gonna work even though it's also set to A. Okay, that was Go codes, but we have even more fun in planning mode right now. Namely, the next feature that I want to talk about is building position support for planning mode. And you already know it from HUD mode, where you can send buildings into you can send units into a building by pointing up your rifle up and down at the building, or really low at the building to snap outside of the building. So that's fine, but we want to have the same thing available to some degree in planning mode, which is a little bit more abstract because all we have is a bunch of gray markers for buildings that actually tell us nothing about what we need to know, because we know kind of like the size of the building, but we don't know how high it is. And I could assume maybe that these guys, before embarking on a mission that might get them all killed, they would do a little bit of recon and maybe know what the buildings look like. So since you don't really have that option unless you have a drone, there is some new measures that you can take to get an idea about what the buildings look like. So before I even get into the feature, I have no unit selected right now. And if I have no unit selected and I click on the building, some indicators pop up. Those actually also pop up if there's units selected, but you would get a waypoint that defaults to 0. So we have no units selected, and we can just check out all these buildings and see that this building has 2 floors, this building has more than 2 floors, because small and blue icons mean ground floor, green and medium size means above 1 floor above the ground floor. And the reason why I'm phrasing it as stupid as I am is because in Germany we refer to that as the first floor, where in the States you would refer to that as the second floor, but you get the idea. And then yellow and large is anything above that, so you can't really tell because this building has a lot of floors, but usually buildings don't have more than 2 floors, so you're rarely going to use those, but you can still kind of guess that maybe these positions are spread around the roof. So now we get a little bit more of an idea about the building and also about the size of the building, because these gray things are usually a little bit offset. And not that this green marker would be like super precise or whatever, but this actually tells you where there really is a bounding box of the building, which in itself is not very precise, but let's not get too technical right now. So how does this work? I have oh, sorry for that. I have a unit and I want him to clear this building. So what can I do? I send him here. I'm a little bit of a cheater right now because I know there is a door right here. But now I have him selected and I click on the building. Boom, it's going to tell me the building positions and it's going to place a waypoint that's defaulted on building position 0. And I agree that what happens now is not optimal, but using building position 0 is very much not ideal for you to do, but it places the waypoint on building position 0, and you can see now, as long as you're holding down the button, that building position 2 is located on the ground floor. So we're going to right click on the little building marker, and you can also set go codes. But you can also set building positions, and because I think it was building position 2, yeah. You need to pay attention as you place down the marker, and it defaults to 0. So now after that, I don't really know how to get there because I don't know where the stairs are. Maybe I will find out a way in the future how to show where doors and stairs are and stuff like that. Probably not. But just to show what's happening, I'll send them to position 1 next. And then after, I'll send them down here to position 6. And just because I feel like a jokester, I'm gonna set this guy to go code 8 just to show you that you can totally do that. Now, if you want to change the building position after this, you have to switch it to none first, and then the building positions are actually going to be available again, just so you don't report this as a bug. Okay, so let's see how this goes. I'm going to tell the other guys to stop.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, halt.
So, Mr. again, someone who has been a little bit of a troublemaker in recent videos. Well, dude, you learned your lesson. You're making me proud, even though I don't like these path LUDs, but now he's on the ground position where I wanted him to go.
Ready.
And he's waiting for go code A. Yeah, now you saw there was a little problem with the height. It can happen. I'm just gonna leave this in the video, but it's totally possible that he's gonna clear the positions one by one. So that is something that you didn't really have before. Oh, he's actually still doing it. I'm proud of you, dude.
Standing by.
Boom, and now he cleared that building all by himself. If you're totally crazy, you could, and you know where the doors are, you could have like 2 units clearing the buildings from both sides and waiting for each other before proceeding and all that craziness. Like, it really depends on you. Again, I hate to say it, but with all this fun, you saw that the guy is like walking like retard like this, you know. So of course, if there's a dude standing right here, we don't need to be geniuses at math to know what's gonna happen. But I say we take it one step at a time, and you don't need to clear the buildings, you can just man the buildings, and that's perfectly fine. So I did it with 1 unit now. What if we want to do it with multiple units? I have 10 in my group right now. So I want to place them all here. But the building doesn't have 10 building positions available. So it tells me selection surpasses building capacity. So in order to prevent that little issue, I took the liberty to save some time and split my group into 2 tiny fire teams, red and green. And I'll send them to clear some buildings on each side of the road. So what happens if I place multiple units on a building? It's not ideal, but unit number 1 is going to do the same thing as always, but you can only change him. And the other guys are distributed throughout the building. Right now it's all bottom bottom up, but in the future or in the upcoming days I will fix it so this wouldn't actually say building positions once you have multiple units in there, but it would say bottom up or top down. Bottom up meaning what it is right now, so you start on the ground floor and work yourself up. Respective top down would mean like preferring buildings that are higher, located higher inside of the building. Anyways, like we're gonna send the fire teams through these buildings, and Team Green is going to be over here, not in this one but in this one and in this one. So right off the bat I want to tell you that there's going to be some issues because it's a little bit tricky, not to get too technical, but there's a setting called precision for your AI, and for infantry or men it's 1 meter. That means the unit has to be 1 meter away from its destination to consider it complete. But the thing is, that's not very precise because they can actually not reach that position or other things sometimes. So that's not enough. So I extended that to 5 meters. Let's check this out to see what's going on. But in the buildings that's an issue because the height is very important, because how else am I going to tell that the unit is actually on the correct floor, because it might like walk very close to that position but on a different floor and it will like complete the waypoint, and that's just bad. So I need to tweak that a little bit more. The problem that actually come up right now is that one of the units like stops very close in front of his actual waypoint, or even gets stuck like this guy is doing right now. So if that happens, until I fix it in the upcoming days, which I will, just like I will fix this, which is not supposed to be there, you would just select the units and then hold down Control and click on that right X, because you can see down there it's going to skip the current waypoint and move to the next one. Yeah, luckily I didn't have to do it now, but it's very possible that that might happen, so keep that in mind. If they don't keep moving, just select them, Control and the X to skip the current waypoint. But I was too busy talking shit and I didn't follow the units, but you could see that they actually cleared the buildings autonomously compared to like going one by one in HUD mode. But this is what I mean. Thank you for screwing up for me. These guys are not at their position, so for whatever reason they stopped moving. So if you want to keep them going, you would select them, hold down Control, and press that red little X. Okay then, bug fix number 1, which is very important, so important that I'm going to talk about it, is the issue where if you were a commander of a vehicle, or in other words, as Arma calls it, the effective commander, you could also be that if you're the gunner, and you want to have your AI driver move somewhere. First of all, you still have to hold down Alt while you're actually placing the waypoint, or else this is going to happen, as you remember. But the big issue was that a dude was going to be a jackass about it and leave the vehicle.
Move 100 meters, right.
And he does not do that no more. So nothing is in your way to get in a tank and blast this entire island apart. So sorry, that was a bug for a long time, but I didn't even know what that was about. It's just command move versus do move, if you care to know, but now it's fixed. Apologies, I had my mic a little bit far away from my mouth. But next bug fix that I consider important, because you guys considered it important, is that once you had a pilot landing, like this guy right here, I'm just gonna fast forward this, come to a full land like so, and then you had him disembark, he was unresponsive and he, like, for some reason, and or I know the reason, but because of a mistake that I made. So now he's back in Venice, and this is not gonna bother you any longer, so sorry for that one too. Oh, nice. That was the new features that we have available for planning mode, but we also have a lot of good stuff available for HUD mode now. And the first one that I want to get into is the very first implementation of a auto rearm. I said that really weird. Auto rearm. Because let's say one of your units runs out of ammunition, but there's like friendly bodies or vehicles around and stuff like that. Like the usual process, you would have to select them and go 6 and make them pick up stuff, which is probably like 10 kilometers away. It's pretty tedious. So we need something better, and not that like this is like implemented to the fullest at this point, but what you can do is tell your units to see if there is any ammunition for them available within 50 meters, and they're going to check vehicles like cars or boxes or whatever, and they're also going to check dead bodies of friendlies. There's a lot more stuff that I need to do because they're not going to switch weapons or whatever, but let's just assume all they need is ammo, and there is theoretically some ammo available. This guy is probably going to choose that guy to rearm at, and this guy is probably going to choose the hunter. Not necessarily, because it also depends like which of these two within the 50 meters has more ammunition to that guy available. But let's see what happens, and you do that by bringing up the radial menu, and just as you have the auto cover function, now you have the auto rearm function. And it's a little bit shitty right now because I need to make it a little bit better, but use the lower part of it for now. But now we'll see that unit number 2 actually chose the hunter. Maybe he's got a different weapon, I don't know, but the hunter has his ammunition available. And now check it out. He's gonna take it, but goddamn, I thought, but he's an asshole. No, he's not. You're cool, dude, Mr. Scott. He's gonna move back to the position he was initially at, and he's gonna cover the sector again that he was covering. To make that very clear, I'm gonna send unit 3. Well, when he's gonna move back, we will facing that way. So let's put him here. Tell him to rearm. Fast forward this, and now he's gonna run back, but actually face that way again. And in the same respect, like, it doesn't matter if he's stationary somewhere or if he's in formation. If he's in formation, he's gonna go back into formation. I think that's nice. So yeah, you can select all your guys and have them rearm and make them do some crazy shit, but as I said, it's not perfectly implemented right now, but I find that so annoying within missions when the guy goes like, out of ammo, out of ammo, out of ammo, out of ammo, but like he doesn't pick up no ammo, and if you send him to pick up a weapon or some ammo, he will run like, I don't know, like there's weapons all over the place, and the one that you think you're selecting is actually like 5 miles away. So this is a fix for that. Okay, so before we wrap this up, there's 2 more things that I want to talk about. One is a feature, one is a fix. So the feature is that it can come in handy if you have a dude standing in front of you and you're one of these crazy people who use C2 with like 100 units. What if this is unit number 89 and you don't want to go through pages to select them in the Arma world? All you have to do is look at the guy and press down Control and right mouse button, and you'll select the guy. So again, Control, right mouse button, select the guy, select the guy, select the guy, and then do all the stuff that you need to do, either in the Arma menus or in the radial menu. But the same thing also works for HUD mode. If you hold down Control and Alt and then right click on the unit, you can just select them really quickly and send them somewhere. So right now this doesn't make a lot of sense, or maybe it even does, but if this was unit number 89, that's really the only way you can reach him in HUD mode, and before you couldn't. So there's some ways now. You can also add multiple units to HUD mode, but it's a little bit abstract, as you can see here, and they will actually like snap to the unit and shit like that, but it all works to some degree. If you need that option, it's there for you, because you need everything to be there for you. And the last thing, the fix, is that actually once you were in a vehicle, the snapping mode kind of confused your vehicle with an object to snap on, and of course we don't want that. So if you select the units now you can still move them around, and they're still going to snap to objects, but you just can't use building positions, as you can see here, because you don't have your rifle out, and because of a technical limitation with an Arma, at least I don't know of a different way to fetch the height, as I told you before. But these work now, otherwise they would have been snapping to the side of this vehicle, so that's fixed now. So that wraps it up. That's the new features and bug fixes for version 1.4.1 of C2 Command and Control. And I would like to thank you very much for checking this out and for using this and being so helpful with the comments you guys give and the input, because without you it would not be as fancy as it is at that point. I'm pretty sure of that. So thanks for the support over the last year, and I hope there's something in here that you guys can enjoy, and I'll see you soon.